The big story this Monday, spring storm aftermath.
Crews working around the clock to repair the overwhelming damage left behind by weekend storms. 240,000 people are still without power. You can see most of those outages are in Wayne and Monroe.
But it is a mess all over Metro Detroit. There are still hundreds of down power lines, as well as fallen trees and branches. And take a look at this scene from Chopper 7 over Frenchtown Township. Massive flooding there. All of this as we're tracking more snow in your 7 First Alert forecast. Our Team 7 big story coverage begins with 7 Action News reporter Jennifer Ann Wilson. She's live in Monroe. And Jennifer Ann, you've been speaking with families. How bad is it? How are they doing?
Well, Glenda and Dave, this is a really good visual to show you just how bad it's been. See that line right there along the bottom shingle? That's just how high the water was not too long ago. The air conditioning unit was completely underwater, probably no longer usable. You can see there is trash and debris in the yard from trees, branches, even trash bins that maybe floated from one home to another. We've got the gas company out right now. They said they've had to replace a number of gas meters that were underwater and now just no longer salvageable. The township supervisor said that there's actually a neighborhood just north of where we are that still is underwater. So a lot of damage. And as I've spoken with families, you know, Lake Erie is just a stone's throw away from where I'm standing now. And they said they knew that flooding was a possibility. They just never imagined it would be this bad. A home on the water is a luxury. A home in water is a disaster.
Again, this is the water line that it ended up at, about waist deep.
The Gonzalez's family furniture ruined. An entire Costco shopping trip drowned.
Her computer and some of her papers for work were destroyed.
Lake Erie water filled Luna Pier so fast and furiously this weekend, the Gonzalez's dog almost didn't make it out.
When we first came home from the birthday party, our dog was in his kennel. Thank God we got home in time because he had a couple inches of air to spare. It's horrible. So he's still traumatized.
The water now receded, left a mess behind. Inmates from the Monroe County Jail were brought out to help clean the debris from the street, while neighbors looked for anything that was salvageable.
Oh, my books, my cookbooks. You can't put it into words because you walk in and you look at everything that you've accumulated, you worked hard for, and it's like, what can you keep? What can be kept? Is it okay to keep? You know, and it's your life. It's your life.
Very overwhelming. I mean, last 2 nights we spent at the hotel, and all that's going through our mind is how are we going to take care of this problem?
And it's a really big problem because, well, these homes were underwater for a long time, for a number of hours anyway. And you can see things even just like this front porch and front deck just soaked with water. It is really destroying quite a bit. We've got branches, pieces of trees laying in very unusual places. And we've got, once again, gas utility. We've seen the Red Cross out here handing out buckets of cleaning supplies. A couple of people inside their home said they're actually going to have to knock out some of the drywall to let the water from inside the wall air out so they don't grow mold. The cleanup process just beginning. It's going to be a while before it ends. Reporting live, Jennifer Ann Wilson, 7 Action News.
And to imagine your dog with just a small